Okay, so let's dissect this solo piece by piece. Now, with this opening pickup, he starts on an A chord, and then the chord changes to G, which is very, he lands on the ninth. This sound, this G add 9 sound is actually part of their chord tone. So this is a very, that ninth is prominent in the flavor of the harmony for this song. Next, as the chord is about to change to A, he plays very A major pentatonic. You see this, 5th, 6th, root, 5th, 6th root, and then major third. It's very common to hear a major third preceded with a minor third, something like that or that or that. It kind of adds a little emphasis to it. And then he drops down there to a 5th. Now I'd say he's going from region 1, right? Everything that we've been playing up to there is A in region 1. And then he goes down to region 5 and plays the 5th. And again, it's 5, 6, root. 5, 6, root. Same thing he was doing up in region 1, an octave higher. So region 5. So what I want you to get out of this is his thought process and selection of notes. So at this point, when he goes down here, still A, and then he changes to G. Chord changes to G, and what does he go for? The third of G. He does this hammer-on pull-off that goes from the third down to the root and back up to the third again. Right? Very strong chord tones. Third to root and back to third. Now the harmony is about to change again, and we go back to an A chord. So he goes big A chord statement. It's actually a little double stop here of the root and third, region 1, root and third, and he does this little tension note of a 4th here. Okay? Tension note of a 4th. Right? This is his move. 5th. Root here at the 5th fret. The open E string is the 5th of the A chord. And then he starts up on an A arpeggio in region 4. And he moves into region 5. So it goes like this. Hear that? Very strong A arpeggio. And again, he does the 5th to the 6th. Watch this. 5th, 6th, root. So listen, the same thing we started the intro with up here. 5th, 6th, root. And then we went down here. 5th, 6th, root. And now he does it down here, an octave lower than that. Does it in 3 different octaves. So he likes that sound. That tension in rock and roll is very popular, and it's very prominent in the major pentatonic scale, this. All right, so again, the line is, and he's at A, and then he goes third, fifth, root. All straight chord tones. These are the pillars of his solo. Then the chord changes to G, and he continues this arpeggiation with a G arpeggio, G major arpeggio. So he goes from A to the third of G, third, fifth, root. And he does this really cool move where he goes root, G chord, and then continues this arpeggio all the way up to here, fifth, third, root, fifth, up an octave, third, root again. So it's this. So you can hear his melodic selection is very clear, very strongly based on the pillars of these chord tones. It's almost all straight A to G arpeggios. I'll do that for you again. Here's this A arpeggio to G, right? Great move. If you look in my latest book, Volume 2, there's a section in the back on patterns of sixths and thirds, which they're great to have in your arsenal. I use them a lot, but this is partly the reason I learned to do it was from hearing this solo. I liked it so much, I made sure I learned it very well. So it's all sixths. Then he goes, this is the only part of the solo where he adds that little extra layer of this A Mixolydian scale. It's just one deeper layer of A. And it has, remember, that Mixolydian scale has root, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. The minor seventh is its distinguishing characteristic to the root. So he goes here. Once he goes all the way up here to his final portion of his G arpeggio, the chord changes to A, and he plays that's all A Mixolydian. This. As he moves down with his solo from this A chord what is that? The chord changes to G, and what does he do? He goes right into a G arpeggio. Right into a G arpeggio. So again, it's this. What is that? It's G arpeggio. Fifth, third, root. Very straightforward, again, on the strong pillars of chord tones. And then, so this whole phrase that follows there is all very strongly G. Very strongly G major pentatonic even. So I'll play this whole portion against the G chord is this again. Sixth, then he goes third, and he connects the thirds to the fifth chromatically, so it becomes this. And then he goes to the root. So listen, I'll do that again, slow motion. Then the chord changes to A, and what does he do? He goes right from G to A, open string A. So we can see exactly how he's thinking. He's thinking playing to the chord. He's not trying to play an A Mixolydian scale across this whole solo, or he's not trying to play an A minor pentatonic or A major pentatonic scale across this entire solo, which you could, but it wouldn't sound anywhere near as good as it does by highlighting this harmony and allowing those strong pillars of chord tones to pull the melody and guide the melody, and using those principles of tension and release, right? Going from the sixth to the fifth. Strong tension, tension release. So here again in G. Now A. What is that? So he plays this open string A, but we can just look at it as he's essentially playing in region 1 again for A. So instead of playing the fingered A on the 5th fret of the 6th string, he plays the open string and then does this. Minor 7th. So it even has, see right here, he gives this flavor of minor pentatonic. Minor 7th, root, and he goes from the minor 3rd and a hammer on to the major 3rd. Great sound, very popular sound. Then to a 5th, 5th, 4th, again this minor 3rd to a major 3rd, little slide here, to a root. Again. Okay, this 4th, this whole sound right here, this minor 7th root, minor 3rd, 4th, that's all from minor pentatonic. Minor pentatonic. Okay, minor pentatonic. Minor 3rd, major 3rd, slide into it, and then root. Okay, so there you have it. So we can see, if you analyze this solo, his approach to melodic improvisation, to soloing, is based on playing to specific chords. He's not looking for a one-scale-fits-all solution for his solo. He's playing specifically to each chord, and he really draws out the gold in all the notes that he selects, playing against the specific harmony, even though it's only 2 chords. 2 chords. He really milks it for all it's worth. And again, I want to emphasize to you that if you're a beginner, we want to separate the technical challenges of this song, because the technical challenges are something you can learn over weeks, months, and years. But these basic principles of learning these layers from octaves to arpeggios to pentatonic scales, and in this case Mixolydian scale, what we call a type of diatonic scale, this is what's essential to great guitar playing, is having this perspective. So thank you for joining me today. Until next lesson, keep practicing. I'll see you next time.